one of the chats recently of some of the offenders of what they were saying. This is also filtered, so it can be a little bit more appropriate for today. One of the offenders in the chat asked what the others were into. Next man replied, he was mainly into 5 to 9-year-olds. Another said he was 60 and a very violent man, and no isn't an option for him. One of the offenders then said he has 20 terabytes of baby rape videos, and if they DM him, he would give them to him for a good price. Another offender confirmed and said he would show the others how to abuse his own kids and get away with it. Then another replied he has a daughter that he would love to share. Then the next replied, when asked if his wife knew about his abuse, the man said, heck no, it's our little secret, though I am on the lookout for others, as she is getting old now. Next responded, how old is she? The offender said, 8. That's what we're talking about here today. That's why it's so important. That's why we have to be urgent for every single one of these boys and girls.
That law enforcement can see their rape and abuse images, but nobody's been able to identify them. So we were able to convene a meeting in Lyon, France with all of the top players in this space a year and a half ago, and it's not 20,000, it's over 50,000. Wow. So what this bill is about and what this focus is about is equipping and building an army of investigators, analysts, and people that are focused to finding these 50,000 boys and girls, because law enforcement knows they're there. They can see them. They can see their rape and abuse images. And by the way, we think, well, it's just, you know, the kids aren't that old. 2,100 of these kids are infants, right? 47% of these videos are extreme abuse of rape, torture, bestiality, defecation. So when we're saying it is extreme abuse, these kids are in the
United States.
Well, out of the kids that have been rescued, it's been about half that have been in the United States and half are abroad. But when you start an investigation, you don't know where that is going to lead.
Sure.
And right now at C3, the Cyber Crime Center, they are amazing. They're some of my favorite people. But you know how many investigators investigators that are digitally trained to be able to do this for victim identification? There's 7 right now. So you're saying 7 victim identification specialists are going to go through the worst material that you could probably watch and find this many boys? Well, no, we have to build an army and equip and train them to go after and rescue these boys and girls. That's what it's about.
Because while you detail the number of known cases where stuff is posted online, the numbers are gigantic.
Way more. It's way more than that.
Look at this. 36.2 million reports of suspected child sex exploitation online in the last year. Over 50% of online sexual exploitation victims are between 12 and 15, although you said a lot of them are essentially babies. How much responsibility does social media, the social media giants, have to crack down on this? I know they've got filters and they've got moderators and stuff like that, but stuff slips through, doesn't it?
I think that everybody needs to be a part of the solution. Everybody. That's me and that's you. Because these boys and girls, almost 80% of these are done by someone in their trusted circle. Almost 80% of the abuse is done by someone in their trusted circle. By far, the #1 offender is dad right now. So the dads in America have to stand up. But also, think about this, because I was, maybe 10 years ago, I was stunned and didn't know what to say when I was overseas, and I got to meet some incredible boys and girls who were rescued from this, and one of them, her mom boiled out her eye so she would look worse, and the abuse was so bad. And I thought, what do you tell someone? What do you tell a little girl when the first person that hurt her or sold her is mom? What do you tell a little girl when the first person that raped her is dad? You see, the problem that we have is the people that have the responsibility and the obligation and the calling to protect them are also the people many times that are offending them. That's why we have to stand up. Because who do they go to? Who do you go to when 80% of the time they're getting abused and hurt by the people that are called to protect them?
A lot of times the school system, right? The school system would be the first to notice if they're there, or are they just under the wire entirely?
No, they need to, but sometimes it can be very hard. But we do need to be aware. But that's also, they can see the law enforcement enforcement officers can see the abuse. They can see the boys and girls' faces. But we have to do a better job of getting to them. And we can. They've been able to see through Operation Renewed Hope 1, Operation Renewed Hope 2, of identifying 316, Operation Renewed Hope 2, identifying 417 boys and girls. And I know those are just small dents in the grand scale, but guess what? It's the world to every single one of those kids.
All right,
it's
so
the world.
What can we do? What can we do? I mean, as parents, we, of course, are concerned about this.
Well, first, we're going to encourage and maybe pressure a little bit Congress to try to pass this bill so that we can give the manpower for this. And I'm so grateful that it's bipartisan, bicameral, and on both sides of the aisle, there are so many people that are passionate about it. I'm so grateful. There's Laura Lee and Debbie Wasserman Schultz, or Senator Cornyn and Senator Blumenthal, and so many behind them that care about this, both sides of the aisle, because this isn't just about policies or procedures. This is about people. This is about the next generation of boys and girls. Like, we always talk about the future, the next generation. This is a chance we really get to make an impact.
Got to protect them.
Yes,
to
we
learn
do.
more, visit TimTebowsFoundation.org/advocacy. Thanks, Tim. Appreciate
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.